I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
There is hurting in my family. There is sorrow in my town. And there is panic in the nation. There is wailing the whole world round. But I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
May the children see more clearly, and may the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though it burns our eyes. But I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
Give me a mighty oak to hold my confusion. Give me a desert to hold my fears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder. Give me an ocean to hold my tears.
I am open and I am willing,
for to be hopeless would seem so strange.
it dishonors those who go before us.
So lift me up to the light of change.
So lift me up to the light of change. Welcome, everybody. We started out with that wonderful song by Holly Near, and we hope you enjoyed that. We're going to share a whole bunch of songs with you and figure out how to work on Zoom.
Maybe we should introduce ourselves.
What a good idea! I'd like to introduce you. This is my good old buddy Charlie King, who I don't see often enough. And this is such a treat. When he asked me to sing with him, I thought, oh, what a great opportunity.
And I'd like to introduce you to my wonderful and longtime friend, Sally Rogers. And we've worked together in the past, but it's been a long time. And I was so happy when she agreed to do this concert. And we've got a really wonderful night of songs for you. And Sally is the queen of sing-along. So we're going to put choruses up in the chat as we go along. So you'll see those, and you're invited in your own little mute little box to sing along with us.
That's right. And this first one, absolutely is a sing along. This song was inspired by the words of Dorothy Day, who said, "There's no time to feel hopeless when there's so much work to do." That's your chorus part. You read a book, one word at a time, one word at a time. You read a book, one word at a time, until your book is through. You learn to swim, one stroke at a time, one stroke at a time. You learn to swim one stroke at a time, and then you can cross the pool. There's no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless when there's so much work to do. Try it again. No time to feel hopeless, there's no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless when there's so much work to do. You walk 10 miles, one step at a time, one step at a time. You walk 10 miles, one step at a time, until your journey's through. You build a house, one brick at a time, one brick at a time. You build a house, one brick at a time, and then you enjoy the view. There's no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless when there's so much work to do. There's no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless when there's so much work to do. We live our lives one breath at a time, one breath at a time. Live our lives one breath at a time until our time is through. We'll fix this world one mess at a time, one mess at a time. Fix this world one mess at a time. Together we'll all pull through. There's no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless when there's so much work to do. There's no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless, no time to feel hopeless when there's so much work to do.
Good song.
Thank you. Coming from a fine songwriter like you, that's high praise. Thank you.
Well, you know, they keep sending us these great stories, and we do our best to set them to song. This was based on this next one was based on an article and a book eventually written by Robert Sapolsky, who is out at UC Berkeley, and he studies the behavior of baboons.
And it's a true story. Baboon troops are known for being violent, hierarchical, and male-dominated. Sound familiar? When a tragedy wiped out the most aggressive males in the troop, the survivors generated a new, more peaceful culture. And this happened 20 years ago. All members of the original troop have since died off. But before they died, they taught this cooperative behavior to their young and to males who migrated into the troop. Now, they've created a brand new way of life, and we figure if baboons can do it.
Are you ready for a better way to be? There's an answer swinging in our family tree. Everybody lives more fully when there isn't any bully. If baboons can work it out, then so can we. Act 1. A culinary bungle in the wilds of Kenya. A tourist camp there in the jungle serves a toxic menu. They throw their garbage in a heap. The alpha baboon males compete. The prize they win is poison meat. They die like alpha men do. Are you ready for a better way to be? There's an answer swinging in our family tree. Everybody lives more fully when there isn't any bully. If baboons can work it out, so can we. Act 2. The female ratio doubles in the ape assembly. Surviving males who want no trouble take their places humbly. Instead of dominance and subjection, mutual grooming, group affection. It's the natural selection for this baboon family. Are you ready? Are you ready for a better way to be? There's an answer swinging in our family tree. Everybody lives more fully when there isn't any bully. If baboons can work it out, so can we. Act 3. Now 20 years have passed, they're still cooperating. New males arrive, they're learning fast. No fighting, we're all dating. Stress is longer, stress is lower, hearts are stronger, loving more and living longer. Hopping line, enjoying the conga, time for celebrating. Now a human bully's harder to defeat. I mean, you can't send Mar-a-Lago poison meat, but you can march, sign a petition, organize a coalition. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Netanyahu's got to go. 'Cause everybody lives more fully when there isn't any bully. If baboons can work it out, then so can we.
Yay. That was great. On another topic entirely, when I moved to this corner of Connecticut, I had no idea where I was moving to, really. It's a small little quiet corner. But shortly after I moved here, the Klan marched twice. And it turned out that the head of the Klan at the time was living in Scotland, Connecticut, just down the road, which is right next to where Prudence Crandall started her school in Canterbury, Connecticut. Prudence Crandall in 1833 started the first school in the nation for the purpose of teaching, as she put it, young misses of color. She was hired by the townspeople of Canterbury to teach their children, and when Sarah Harris, a young black girl from Norwich, asked to matriculate, and Prudence Crandall said, of course, the students from Canterbury all refused to come to school. But that was not a way to close her school, although the townspeople thought it might do the trick. Instead, she started a school for the purpose of teaching black kids. And so she ended up having a school there for some number of years. But the townspeople were very, very cruel. And I won't fill you in on all the ways they were cruel because it's all in this song. This song was based on a letter that I read from the Prudence Crandall Museum, which is, her school is now a museum. And this letter was up there in the archives. And it was written when she was 83 years old and was invited, well, she was given an apology and a pension for life of $400 a year as an apology. And this is based on what she wrote back, and a lot of it is straight out of her letter. Here I sit in my 83rd year. I write this letter with ease. The sacrifice slice of time you have made has brought me solace and peace. I never asked for charity, only redress for the past. But my loss of home and livelihood could not dim my faith in God. I knew that justice would reign. I knew that peace would prevail. I knew that all humankind must learn to love one another as one. When Sarah Harris came to my door so many years ago, I never dreamed a town could scheme to hurt a person so. Teaching misses of color would become a state offense. I could not obey such an unjust law. It defied all common sense. I knew that justice would reign. I knew that peace would prevail. I knew that all humankind must learn to love one another as one. Well, you remember the townspeople's acts of slander and abuse. My well was poisoned, my house set on fire. No church nor shop could we use. My students suffered sorely, but they held their heads up high. Though every step brought taunts and jeers whenever we passed by, they knew that justice would reign. They knew that peace would prevail. They knew that all humankind must learn to love one another as one. I gladly passed a night in jail, though bail was offered to me. The papers all around the world reported my trial by jury. When the black law passed, the bells did toll in a church where we could not go. This news of a just recompense I greet with tears of joy. I knew that justice would reign. I knew that peace would prevail. I knew that all humankind must learn to love one another as one. I knew that justice would reign. I knew that peace would prevail. I knew that all humankind must learn to love one another as one. Prudence Crandall. And now, in the year 2024, Prudence Crandall's house is a state museum, as I mentioned, and across the street, where her nemesis, Andrew Judson, lived, it's now a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. There is justice.
Good to hear. You know, I hadn't heard that introduction before. I used to live, I think you know, Sally, at the Community for Nonviolent Action in Voluntown, Connecticut. And the Ku Klux Klan raided CNVA and held people at gunpoint. And they burned down the barn.
Whoa. I didn't know that
treasure
part.
trove of original compositions by an African American pianist and composer were lost in the fire. It was a terrible raid. But yeah, the Ku Klux.
What year was that?
Boy, let's see. That would have been
70s?
no. I would say it was either the late 50s or early 60s.
Oh. Wow.
Although there's probably someone in the Zoom room who can correct me on that.
Well, the two marches that we had here were in the 80s. So it was still alive and well. They didn't wear their hoods, but
yeah. I went to see NVA in 1976. So it would have been before that anyhow. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, lovely song. Thank you for writing it and sharing it.
My pleasure.
Yeah, we were real clear, given the current atmosphere, that hope, we were going to be looking for signs of hope. Certainly, Prudence Crandall is a sign of hope, and so is Park Cannon. And not too many people recognize the name outside of the state of Georgia. Park Cannon, if you look her up on her website, you'll discover that she's a young African-American, queer-identified Georgia state representative. And you might also surmise that she is in a distinct minority in the Georgia legislature. And the Georgia legislature distinguishes itself, among other many Republican-dominated legislatures, by passing laws that greatly restricted access to the voting booth. That seems to be the wave of the future. And although she didn't vote for it, but she wanted to attend the signing because as a legislator, she had a right to do that. But she was kind of stymied because the governor, Brian Kemp, he decided to sign the bill behind closed doors. He locked himself into his office with 4 old white legislators, all men, and they all lined up in front of a huge portrait of a plantation. And he signed the bill, and then he had a video feed so he could talk to the public about what a great day this was. And there was no opposition to it in the room, except the fact that there was this loud booming that was interrupting his video feed. And it was Park Cannon, and she was at the door of his office, banging on the door, demanding to be let in. So I learned about this because my daughter, Nell, sent me an email, and she said, you know, when they arrested her, and the press said, why are you arresting a state rep in the state capitol? They said, this was their only explanation for the press, she would not stop knocking at the door. And that's the repeating line in this song. Hope you'll repeat it with me. Brian Kemp's office was locked up so tight. She would not stop knocking at the door. That was your line. He was signing a bill out of reach, out of sight. She would not stop knocking at the door. Representative Cannon, a woman on fire, she would not stop knocking at the door. Raised a ruckus, the truth and the governor's ire. She would not stop knocking at the door. No, she hollered, she knocked, she persisted, she did. He'd much rather work in the dark, like the old Ku Klux Klan. But State Rep Park Cannon knows under the sheet he's a shark. The Georgia Assembly had passed legislation. She would not stop knocking at the door to send Georgia voters back to the plantation. She would not stop knocking at the door. The voters had spoken. A red state turned blue. She would not stop knocking at the door. Now the Georgia Assembly is staging a coup. She would not stop knocking at the door. Oh, she hollered, she knocked, she persisted, she did. The governor thought he could hide, but running a scam on the likes of Park Cannon is swimming against the tide. They dragged her in cuffs to a squad car outside. She would not stop knocking at the door. Rosa Parks smiling down at one more freedom rider who would not stop knocking at the door. So many have fought for the freedom to vote. She would not stop knocking at the door. She could not get his veto, but she sure got his goat. She would would not stop knocking at the door. Oh, she was hauled off to jail like her heroes of old. They booked her, and here's what she wrote. We will not live in fear, we will not be controlled, and we will not be robbed of our vote. So here's to the name of persistent Park Cannon, and to all who have gone on before. And here's to the allies who offer their hand in the dull daily door-knocking chore. And here's to the people of Georgia who voted for Warnock and Ossoff and more. Stacey Abrams, Park Cannon, undaunted, devoted, determined to walk through that door. Raise your fist, lend a hand, carry on like Park Cannon. She would not stop knocking. She kept the motor rocking. She would not stop knocking at the door.
That was great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, really nice. We need more like that.
More like Park Cannon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yep.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you can write a song about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the old joke? Here lies John Smith, a politician and an honest man. And they say, why bury 3 men in one hole?
Yep.
Well, this next song all started with a newspaper article in the New York Times, a research project that several reporters there had done. And the result was a statistic that was hard to believe, but also lacking in some emotional weight, just because it was so abstract. So this song tries to put a little flesh on the bones. By the latest estimation, black men in the prime of life, due to mass incarceration, taser, chokehold, gun, and knife, notwithstanding loud entreaties falling on disdainful ears, now are an endangered species. 1 in 6 have disappeared.
Father, brother, son, or lover, 1 in 6 have disappeared. Stolen lives we can't recover, 1 in 6 have disappeared. Every home bereft or broken, every bond that we hold dear, all the love that's left unspoken, 1 in 6 have disappeared.
Elder, mentor, willing student, 1 in 6 have disappeared. Damned by forces jurisprudent, 1 in 6 have disappeared. Master, journeyman, apprentice, pacifist or bombardier, teacher, lawyer, doctor, dentist, 1 in 6 have disappeared. Out in Ferguson, Missouri, 2 in 5 have disappeared. Numbers tell a harder story. 2 in 5 have disappeared. Genders equal at beginning if they live past teenage years. 60 men, 100 women, 2 in 5 have disappeared.
Ends the song that's sung in sorrow, 1 in 6 have disappeared. Even if we change tomorrow, 1 in 6 have disappeared. Reparations and repentance, justice rendered, life revered. Still, we hear the heavy sentence, 1 in 6 have disappeared.
1 in 6 have disappeared.
I think what I like about that song is it shows the power of art to bring meaning to statistics. And
I think that. Oh, go ahead.
that's just one thing that you do very well.
Oh, thank you. I think one thing I like about your Zoom feed is we get to hear all those birds and frogs in the background.
Yeah, are you hearing them now? Yeah, they're getting louder now. Oh, the frogs have started. They just started. Those are the tree frogs. I'm out on my porch. And those of you who heard my song A Day Keeps the Virus Away for the 400 days I did it probably know those tree frogs. You probably know their progeny. This is probably their progeny. So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on here at on the swamp. It's pretty busy right now. And well, I live in Pomfret, Connecticut, in this little town, and we have 3 times a year we have a bulky waste day where we dispose of our trash, our large things of trash. Most of our trash, actually, this is absolutely horrifying, but most of our trash in Connecticut gets hauled by rail car to Ohio. We can't actually take care of it here. We have so much. And some goes to Maine, but a lot of it goes to Ohio. So anyway, my friend Nancy McMerriman and I were busy manning the cardboard recycling bin, and a man came by and he said, "No, I'm just going to throw this away." And Nancy yelled at him. She said, "There is no way." And I said, "That's a song." So I wrote a song, and you have the chorus there. It goes like this. Let's see if I got the right key. Yeah. It goes, away, away. There's no such thing as a way. There is no way to throw it away. There's no such thing as a way. Why don't you try it with me? Here we go. Away, away. There's no such thing as a way. There is no way to throw it away. There's no such thing as a way. She went to McDonald's and ordered a Mac all wrapped in paper so fine. She bought 2 for $1 with a soda and straw, just like it said on the sign.
And when she was done, she filled up her sack to keep her car free of all of that trash.
She rolled down her window and drove by the bin. She threw it away, she tossed it right in. Away, away, there's no such thing as a way. There is no way to throw it away. There's no such thing as a way. Do it again. Away, away, there's no such thing as a way. There is no way to throw it away. There's no such thing as a way. He went to his closet and looked at his clothes, the ones he had got in the fall. He was tired of everything that he pulled out. I think I'll get rid of it all.
And when he was done, he filled up the can with fabric and footwear from races he ran.
He put it outside on the curb today. Tomorrow the waste hauler hauls it away. Away, away, there's no such thing as a way. There is no way to throw it away. There's no such thing as a way. Away, away, there's no such thing as a way. There is no way to throw it away. There's no such thing as a way. All of the mountains of stuff that we toss, where does it go, do you know? The plastic and particles of polyester and plasticized paper, where does it go?
It goes in the ocean, in stomachs of birds and breasts of mothers. How absurd.
We have to stop using stuff only used once and throwing away what we eat in our lunch. Away, away, there's no such thing as away. There is no way to throw it away. There's no such thing as away. Last time, away, away, there's no such thing as away. There is no way to throw it away. There's no such thing as 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 away.
If you didn't know it before, you know it now. That there's no way
Away.
that two people can sing together in two different Zoom windows. That's one of the limits of the medium. And so the only harmonies you'll hear tonight will be Sally and her frog.
Yeah, that's why we got the frogs tonight. We invited them. We gave them free admission.
Just as long as they don't want to cut.
Nah, no problems. They don't have any stores out there.
Let's see what to say about this song. You see, school systems and state legislators, I can hear.
Oh, sorry.
And it sounded lovely, may I say. State legislators, school boards, and the like are passing rules that dramatically limit what you can teach about American history. And I kind of get it. I come from a family that knew how to keep its secrets, and probably some of you did too. And so this is just a reflection on all of that. I remember Grandma's face. She looked so sad and quiet. She left one day without a trace, though all my folks deny it. Granddad hated Carrie Nation. It was rum that killed him. They say it skips a generation. Better not tell the children. Somewhere there's a box of letters. Somewhere there's a diary. In a drawer beneath Mom's sweaters, shielded from inquiry. Remember why the old cat died? Curiosity killed him. Some things are best kept inside. Better not tell the children. Better not tell the children. Why bring up the past? Better not tell the children. They are growing up too fast. Better not tell the children. Oh, I hope they never ask. Perhaps someday, but till then, better not tell the children. Back in 1491, as Europe's merchants hovered, 140 million souls lived happily undiscovered. We brought them guns and germs and steel. It was all downhill then. 1 in 10 lived to tell the tale. Better not tell the children. Then we learned to line our pockets, thanks to old King Cotton. Slavery guaranteed the profits. Some things are best forgotten. Lincoln said he'd free the slaves, skipped a couple million. Jim Crow rose to dig their graves. Better not tell the children. Somewhere there's a bill of sale. Somewhere there's a tally. Long lost ledgers, tattled tales, whispers in the alley. laws that sanctioned lynching mobs and disenfranchised millions. If you wanna keep your job, you better not tell the children. Better not tell the children. It will only bring them shame. Better not tell the children. They might think that they're to blame. Better not tell the children. They might say we need to change. They might think that we're the villains. Better not tell the children. Better not tell the children. They might say we need to change. They just might be willing. Better not tell the children.
Another fine one.
Oh, thank you. And what have you for us?
Well, I, a few years back, was asked by our local Habitat for Humanity organization to do a benefit concert for them at our little local coffee house called the Vanilla Bean Cafe, and so I said yes, and I was sitting there having my dinner about 20 minutes before the concert began, and this was one of those songs that dropped into my lap, and it doesn't happen very often. I'm sure, Charlie, you've had that happen every now and then too, where you didn't have a song and then suddenly you did. And this was one of them that really came wholesale almost from oops, I don't know where, but I sang it that night. And I believe, I think I need to make it up a little bit higher. Let's see. We will build this house with the strength of our arms, with the love of our neighbors. We will build this house. We will build this house as a shelter from all harm. With the open door of justice, we will build this house. A house of warmth, a house just right, a house to keep away the darkest night, a house of hope, a house of peace, a house where all within may safely sleep. We will build this house with the strength of our arms, with the love of our neighbors. We will build this house. We will build this house as a shelter from all harm. With the open door of justice, we will build this house. A house that's built to remind us all of how we are connected, whether great or small. A house of dignity, a house without shame, a house with walls bearing all our names. We will build this house with the strength of our arms, with the love of our neighbors. We will build this house. We will build this house as a shelter from all harm. With the open door of justice, we will build this house. With the open door of justice, we will build this house. It seems so simple, it seems so sweet. A roof above you, enough food to eat. In this richest nation, on this world of care, how much do we need to have enough to share? We will build this house with the strength of our arms, with the love of our neighbors. We will build this house. We will build this house as a shelter from all harm. With the open door of justice, we will build this house. We will build this house.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Well, one thing Sally and I have in common is a long history with Pete Seeger, and you probably remember, Sal. I'm sure you do. When Pete died, there was this outpouring of people like showing up in community centers and churches and school auditoriums just to sing his songs, just to I don't know, a kind of a resurrection exercise, I guess.
Well, it started our little song swap that we have going here in Pomfret. We had a memorial concert for him on the year that he died at a local town hall, and then decided that it was so much fun having everybody together singing that we've had it now for 10 years, I think.
Wow. The Sloop Club of New York that supported the work that Pete did on the Hudson to clean up the Hudson River with the sloop Clearwater and the Sojourner Truth and the Woody Guthrie, all boats that sailed around encouraging people to clear up the water, and they've had enormous success at that. And they had a benefit concert about a month after Pete died, and they asked a bunch of us to come down and sing with them, and they challenged us all to write a song about Pete and also to sing some of the songs that we learned from Pete. And I kind of combined those two tasks by writing a chorus that has lines from some of my favorite Pete Seeger sing-along songs. And Sally, I think you're going to grace us with that chorus, and then the rest of the verses are pretty much my memories of Pete as a role model for how to live in this world.
That's right. Now I got cable 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're there.
Key of 4.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I got it. Spoon of sand can tip the balance. Drops of water turn a mill. Way out there over the rainbow, someone standing, singing still.
You weathered the storm, you finished the race. We see by the weary smile upon your face. You've stumbled and risen, you sang up the dawn. You kindled the fire, you carried the torch, you're passing it on.
Spoon of sand can tip the balance. Drops of water turn a mill. Way out there over the rainbow, someone standing, singing still.
dark clouds on the mountain, dead fish on the shore, the bottom line bankers, the vultures of war. You turn and you face them, and when push comes to shove, somehow you believe hate has to surrender, surrounded by love.
Spoon of sand can tip the balance. Drops of water turn a mill. Way out there over the rainbow, someone standing, singing still.
You charted the waters, saw the river run clear. You raised the sail when we thought the journey would end in despair. At the darkest hour, on the edge of the dawn, you caught the first light. You gave us the vision to carry it on.
Spoon of sand can tip the balance. Drops of water turn a mill. Way out there over the rainbow, someone standing, singing still.
Someone standing, singing still.
I so wanted to sing that with you.
I know.
Oh, it's a frustrating thing to be on Zoom together. They'll figure it out. At some point they'll figure it out how to.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. But in the meantime, it's an interesting challenge.
Yeah.
Before you introduce this next song, I have to comment. I'm really glad that you're singing it. One, because it's a brand new song, and but also I had this low-level anxiety that when I did a concert with you, Sally, you'd be writing about all the things that inspire you and all the good work that you do, and I'd be writing about all the rats in the world and how to overcome them. You know, I thought there was going to be this good cop, bad cop rhythm.
Oh God.
To the
No.
Here's your chance to be the bad cop.
Yeah, only I didn't write this song. So on Friday evening, Stuart Stotts, who lives in Wisconsin, I think he was in New York City at the time, but anyway, I'm not sure where he was when he wrote this, but it was Friday night he wrote this song, and it came to me in the email, and I said, oh my gosh, I have to sing this song with Charlie. And also, I sang it last night. I sang at a little benefit concert for a little local activist organization called Quiet Corner Shouts. So we're making the Quiet Corner noisy. And so anyway, Stuart wrote this, and I will sing it for you. And as I said, he wrote it Friday night. So you can understand, I've only sung it a few times myself. So I hope you enjoy it. The jury came in, said they were done, read the indictments one by one. The moment loomed historically large. To every indictment they said guilty is charged. You get 34 counts, and what do you see? First felon president in history, preaching lies, preaching hate. Now he can't even vote in his home state. He's a felon. He was born one day in a place called Queens to a family of considerable means. He worked real hard, worked some more. He was a millionaire by the age of 4. 34 counts, and what do you get? from a business made out of graft and debt. St. Peter, if you call him, watch your back. He'll try to get by with alternative facts. Well, the prosecution said they didn't need bail, but we'll hope for ankle bracelets and jail. Don't forget, please take note, the count that matters is when we vote. 34 counts, and what do you see? The first felon president in history. St. Peter, if you meet him at the Golden Gate, send him back to his home state. St. Peter, if you meet him at the Golden Gate, send him back to his home state. Send him back to his home state where he can't vote. So you all have something up on Mr. Trump. You all can vote and he cannot. So isn't that a pleasing thought? So just remember that when you go to the polls, and do go to the polls. And where do we lose Charlie? Is he there? There he is. Oh, can't hear you, Charlie.
That's because I'm muted.
That's right. At least you're not mutant.
No, that would be probably one of those frogs out there.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I haven't seen any of those mutant frogs yet, but
Fred Small wrote about them.
yeah. Excuse me just a minute. I do have to blow my nose and...
Well, I'll do something to distract people from them.
Okay, you distract him. I'll mute my... How he can blow his nose in the key of G.
Really?
My husband. Yeah, he can blow it reliably in the key of G.
My.
So we use him as our pitch pipe.
So this is another Seeger song, is it?
Yeah, this is another Pete Seeger song. When our daughter Milana was 4 years old, we were at the Children's Music Network gathering, which was taking place in upstate New York, and Warwick. It was Warwick. Oh, that's New Jersey, I think. I can't remember. It's New Jersey or New York. It's right close to New York City. Anyway, we were there, and Pete was our guest speaker that weekend. And I was just beside myself thinking about my 4-year-old daughter getting to meet Pete Seeger. And I had met him once before then, and it was very exciting for me. And we had lunch before Pete talked, and the lunch was spaghetti. And so I had a napkin, and the napkin I used to wipe the spaghetti off my 4-year-old daughter's face, which was quite covered. And this was another situation where this song dropped into my lap probably 10 minutes before Pete was about to speak. And the only thing I had to record it on was that napkin, which I did. I wrote it all down on the spaghetti-covered napkin and then sang it to several friends after Pete spoke. And then that evening, the bunch of us got together and learned it well enough to be able to sing it for Pete. And he actually wept a little bit when we sang it for him. It was very, very sweet. And so anyway, it's called "We'll Pass Them On," and it is exactly what you said about Pete. You know, that he taught us all to sing songs. I think one of the most important things he said was, it doesn't matter what you sing. It matters that you sing. And it matters that you sing in community. And that is my goal in life, is to have us sing together in one voice. Because there's many, many people who, as small children, were lied to and told that they couldn't sing. And if you're a human being, that's just not true. If you're a human being, you can sing. It is one of our birthrights. And if someone told you that, they lied to you. So that's my little spiel here. And this is the song, and we're going to do it for you together. And all you have to do, we put the whole song in the chat And you just sing along with Charlie's part. So, and it's usually sort of like a call and response kind of thing. Some of you know it already too. Oh, let's see, what key did we do it in? I don't remember. B
E
flat.
flat.
B flat. B flat. We have a B flat right here. It's going to sound horrible. Ooh. Do-do-do. Mhm. When you're gone,
Who will sing?
when you're gone,
Who will sing?
when you're gone, who will sing your songs? You have planted the simple seed of singing in our hearts, and we'll sing them with each other as we pass them on. We'll pass
Pass them on.
them on.
Pass them on.
We'll sing
Pass them on.
your songs.
Pass them on. You have planted the simple seed of singing in our hearts, and we'll sing them with each other as we pass them on.
And when we're gone,
Who will sing?
when we're gone,
Who will sing?
when we're gone, who will sing our songs? We will plant the simple seed of singing in the world, and we'll sing them with the children who will pass them on. We'll pass
Pass them on.
them on.
Pass them on.
They'll sing
Pass them on.
our songs.
Pass them on. We will plant the simple seed of singing in the world, and we'll sing them with the children who will pass them on.
When they're gone,
Who will sing?
when they're gone,
Who will sing?
when they're gone, who will sing their songs? They will plant the simple seed of singing on the wind, and the children of the future, they will pass them on. They'll pass
Pass them on.
them on.
Pass them on.
They'll sing
Pass them on.
their songs.
Pass them on, and they will plant the simple seed of singing on the wind, and the children of the future, they will pass them on.
And the children of the future, they will pass them on.
Good song.
Thank you.
I wish I could have been there.
Oh, it was fun. Well, I wanted to say, one of my husband's and I, one of our goals is to meet as many young people as possible. And Grace McHenry is one of them who is helping us tonight. She probably doesn't think she's a young person, but from the perspective of 70, she looks pretty young to us. But anyway, I wanted to mention some people in Providence, Rhode Island. We've met a whole group of wonderful singers there, and they run a pub sing at, I think it's called the Flatbread Pizza Company on the second and fourth Mondays of the month, if any of you happen to be in the Providence area. And it is such a delight to go and see that the old songs have been passed on. And these folks are singing them, and we go and we sing the choruses. It's just great fun, great delight. And look in your community, and if you don't have such a thing going on in your community, well, you could start one.
Are they going to be going to the Trad Week at?
Actually, they will be. The Box Hunters will be going to the to TradMad, and they've been at Youth Trad Song, which is another camp. So if any of you are interested in getting together with a bunch of people like that, there's camps all summer long run by the Pinewoods, the Country Dance and Song Society, and also by the New York Pinewoods people and other people. They're all over the country.
So I guess this next one would fall into the category of songs that did not just drop into our laps. This one took a long time to write.
I'm not surprised.
Um, I've been watching, it seems every day now we see a news item about a mass shooting, and wanted to find some way as a songwriter to address that. And the event that really hit me the hardest, I think, was in Uvalde, Texas, where so many children and teachers were killed by a guy with a high-powered rifle. And reading about it, it turns out that some of the most difficult experiences, some of the biggest impact of the tragedy fell on the first responders, who had the terrible job of coming in and addressing the carnage that awaited them there. So that's how this song started, and it sat there for a couple of years until just about 7 months ago, the ending of the song kind of presented itself. The song is called "Which Child Is Yours?" You stand behind the yellow tape. You tremble and you sob. No going in and no escape. They're handing you a swab. Just twist it round your mouth, they say. Then there's an awkward pause. We need it so we know, they say. Which child is yours? The AR-15 is a lethal gun. It packs a heavy load. One shot and it will kill a child. 2 shots and she'll explode. No other rifle can compare. So if you're keeping score, it complicates things if you care to know which child is yours. And who will sort them out today, this endless bloody chore? For every child is easy prey, and every child is yours. In Gaza City, parents now must write their children's names with magic markers on their legs, pretending it's a game. But older children who have lived with never-ending wars know it is so the rescue teams can tell which child is yours. And who will sort them out today, this endless bloody chore? For every child is easy prey, and every child is yours. Every child is easy prey, and every child is yours.
Dauna naish bisalam, Dauna naish biaman, Dauna nensi jachlam, Dauna namut bisalam. This song written by Ted Warmbrand. He wrote the melody, and he's a Jewish activist in Arizona. He wrote it with his friend Samir Badri, who is a nuclear physicist in Los Alamos from Iraq. And the words are in Arabic, and they mean, may we live in peace, may we weave our lives together in peace, and may we die in peace. And we'd like you to sing it with us. I'm going to sing a line, and then Charlie will echo it, and you can echo it with us. Dauna naish
Dauna naish
bisalam.
Bisalam.
Dauna naish
Dauna naish
biaman.
Biaman.
Dauna
Dauna
nensish
Nansi
achlam.
Aklam.
Dauna namut
Dauna namut
bisalam.
Bisalam. Thanks, Sally, for bringing that to tonight. Whatever is happening, there's a box on the screen. Where did it come from? I think artificial intelligence is upset that we're singing in another language.
Oh yeah, I told it to go away.
But yeah, I find it difficult to do anything after Which Child Is Yours, and I felt like that really was a wonderful transition for me. Anyhow, thank you for that.
For me too. I that song is so hard, and I'm really glad you wrote it. I wish I could sing it. I don't think I could make it through. This is a song that I wrote in response to the gun control issues. This was written thanks to John Lewis, who led the sit-down strike in Congress in 2016. And during that sit-down strike, he gave a tremendous speech. And as he gave the speech, I was thinking, oh my gosh, that would make a wonderful song. And so the first verse and the chorus of this song are his words, and the rest are pretty much mine. And you are cordially invited to sing along with everything that you can join in on. There comes a time when you have to say something. There comes a time to make a little noise. There comes a time to end the silence. There comes a time to raise your voice. There comes a time when you have to move your feet. There comes a time to step into the fray. There comes a time for extraordinary action. There comes a time for a safer day. And now is the time. The time is now is the time. The time is now is the time. Now is the time to get in the way. And now is the time. The time is now is the time. The time is now is the time. Now is the time to get in the way, to make a way out of no way. There comes a time to be stronger than the bullets. There comes a time to be louder than the guns. There comes a time to shout for the victims. There comes a time to right those wrongs. There comes a time to hold the hand of your neighbor. There comes a time to end an endless war. There comes a time to turn tears to action. There comes a time to say no more. And now is the time. The time is now is the time. The time is now is the time. Now Now is the time to get in the way. And now is the time. The time is now is the time. The time is now is the time. Now is the time to get in the way, to make a way out of no way. There comes a time to say no to the NRA. There comes a time to end an endless war. There comes a time to turn tears to action. There comes a time to say no more. There comes a time when we say we've had enough. There comes a time to march in the streets. There comes a time for us to protest. There comes a time to save a heartbeat. And now is the time. The time is now is the time. The time is now is the time. Now is the time to get in the way. And now is the time. The time is now is the time. The time is now is the time. Now is the time to get in the way, to make a way out of no way.
Good song.
Thanks.
Yeah. My partner Candace and I just got back from a long road trip. I don't recommend it. But it's always been troublesome to me that the work that we do, Sally, has involved such a huge carbon footprint. And a lot of that spent behind the wheel of a car. And for years, I was suffering from Prius envy. And finally, I managed to get a hold of one, to buy a Prius. And on this last road trip, by soft pedaling the gas pedal and maybe with the luck of a good tailwind, I got 70.2 miles per gallon. Now, that's a very seductive reality. It almost can convince you that the more you drive, the smaller your footprint is. But that's not the case. So wrestling with that problem led to this song. I'm getting out of the passing lane. I'm gonna drive the limit. Give me one good reason to maintain more than a mile a minute. Chasing deadlines, someone fed me. Grip the wheel and floor the pedal. Hey, life's too short and oil's too deadly. I wanna take it slow. I'm getting off of the interstate. I'm gonna drive the parkway. Watch the trees instead of billboards. Shun the golden archway. Highway fumes blow dark and swirly. Road rage drivers make me surly. I'm gonna leave a half hour early. I'm gonna take it slow. I wanna get me a better car if I can find the bucks. I want a less voracious car, 'cause I think this car sucks. First it sucks the gas tank dry, then it fouls the clear blue sky. I guess I could drive it till I die, but I want a better car. Birds and bees and flowers and trees will thank me for a car less lethal. Hybrid, grease car, biodiesel. I want a gentler car. And I'm getting out of the driver's seat. I'm gonna ride the trolley. Wise men walk where fuels rush in. Fossil fuels are folly. Greenhouse gases vaporizing. Icebergs melting, oceans rising, starting wars and spewing poison. I'm gonna take the train. You support our troops with a stick-on ribbon. Who am I to scoff? Slap it over your gas cap, friend, and never peel it off. I'm getting out of these metal boxes. I'm gonna ride my bike. Breathe the air and smell the flowers. I'm gonna take a hike. I'm gonna move to some sweet town where you can walk to get around. Growing up and slowing down, I'm gonna take a walk. Growing up and slowing down, I'm gonna take a walk. I've been seeing with the random drawer every now and then, I see the faces of Joyce Holiday and Bill Ramsey. I can see them right now. Candace and I are living in the house that they sold to us. And one of the beauties of that house is you can walk to everything. And, Bill was a great walker, would always walk over Crittenden Hill in the morning with the dog. And you can walk to the grocery store, the food co-op, 2 banks, a post office, a library.
I'm jealous. We live 10 miles from a grocery store.
Well, you know, when I first moved here in, 23 years ago, could it be that long? 22 years ago, a lot of our friends lived out in the country. And we were moving here to get closer to them. But we decided to buy or rent actually here in Shelburne Falls so that we would have that advantage of being able to walk everywhere. I think Candace and I, on a good day, probably put in 3 or 4 miles. And
yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in middle school, my dad was back at the university at Michigan State University, and we walked and biked everywhere all the time. Walked and biked. And I miss it. But I'm not sure I'd be a very good biker these days. I don't know that I have the balance anymore to pull it off.
Interesting.
Plus, the roads are really dangerous around here.
Oh, okay. Annie Patterson and Peter Blood, they've both got those little battery-powered bicycles that help you get
They're
up the
wonderful. They're wonderful. When we were in Switzerland once, they rented those bikes, and they were great. Man, I felt so powerful. I could go up a hill and not walk my bike. Well, Charlie, would you lead this next song, page 131 in the Unitarian hymnal?
Well, since my son is a Unitarian now, who knew, right? I would be happy to. And I want to tell you why my son is a Unitarian. We've got time, don't we? So when, I'm so bad on names. Thank you, my dear. When Breonna Taylor was shot and killed in Louisville, where my son and his family live, people were out. He and his family, 2 kids, his wife Jessica, they were all out in the streets with many Louisvillians to protest that death. And when the police started chasing people and walloping them with batons, the Unitarian Church opened its door and offered sanctuary to the crowds of people who were fleeing that violence. And so he was so impressed with that he thought, maybe we should start going to this Unitarian Church. Coming from an Irish Catholic background, I thought, like, whoa, Unitarians.
That's quite something there, yeah.
Well, he is now the worship coordinator at First Unitarian in Louisville. And when I'm down there, I'm a Unitarian too. So.
Well, check out hymn number 161.
All right, because
we're about to sing it.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the dark night
If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love.
Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the dark night.
You are like no other being. What you can give, no other can give. To the future of our precious children, to the future of the world where we live.
Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the dark night.
Hear the song of peace within you. Heed the song of peace in your heart. Spring's new beginning shall lead to the harvest. Love will guide us on our way.
Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the dark night. You know,
Amen. The Unitarians, they printed only the first verse and the chorus. They forgot the other two verses. They sent me the proof to look at, and I thought that I was just proofing the music. But apparently I was proofing, I said okay, and they just never put the other verses in. So if any of you are Unitarians, please, please take the rest of the verses with you. And if you don't have them here, you can write to me and I will send them to you.
it's a real accomplishment to write a song that sounds like it was written 200 years ago.
Well, the music was.
Aha, that's the secret, huh?
It's from an old Southern Baptist hymn called "I Will Guide Thee," and I think it was a Sankey melody. And I learned that from the singing of Helen Schneer. She collected all kinds of hymnals and songs, and that was one that she recorded on a Folk Legacy album. And I just loved the melody, and but I just couldn't quite sing all the Christian stuff in it. So I decided that if you're going to sing about Jesus, you're going to be singing about love. The two are the same to me, and so I just took Jesus out and put love in.
Now there's a line right there. There's a song. Take Jesus out and
put love in.
Well, I've got some bad news for you, Sally Rogers.
Are we at the end?
We are overtime. We're overtime by 4 minutes already.
Well, is it critical?
Haven't eaten dinner yet. So.
Oh, you haven't? Oh. Well, I just wanted to share my dulcimer with everybody because you won't be able to see it, but it's a really beautiful one, and it's got the swamp on the thing. Oh, and can we take like just 10 seconds to listen to outside because it's really amazing right now. Hear the bullfrogs even. Can you hear them? Wow. Cool. Well, they're pretty wonderful. So,
Yeah.
so anyway, I'll be playing the dulcimer on this song, which was written by Janice Ian, I believe, huh?
Yes. Yeah. And it's such a great song that I thought it needed more than two verses, so I added the third verse.
And I'm glad you did.
Yeah, me too.
It was too
I
short.
hope Janice is.
Yeah, well, have you sent it to her?
No, I haven't. We're in the same union, but very seldom in the same room.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want me to start?
Sure.
Okay, I will. Better times will come, better times. Better times will come when this world learns to live as one. Oh, better times will come when we greet each dawn without fear, knowing loved ones soon will be near. When the winds of war cannot blow anymore, oh, better times will come. Better times will come, better times will come when this world learns to live as one. Oh, better times have come.
Better times. Better times will come. Better times. I'm sneaking up on the key here. Better times will come when this world learns to live as one. Oh, better times will come. Though we live each day as our last, we know someday soon it will pass. We will dance, we will sing in that never-ending spring. Oh, better times will come. Better times will come. Better times will come when this world learns to live as one. Oh, better times will come when we cherish each life as a gift. When the storm clouds of hatred lift, when we rise as one, we shall overcome. Oh, better times will come. Better times will come. Better times will come.
When this world learns to live as one, oh, better times will come.
So
Thank you all.
that's it for the. Yeah, we didn't say thank you, did we? We didn't say
No, we
thank you.
didn't. We got to say thank you to everybody.
Yeah, what a wonderful group of folks to sing with. Thanks to Grace McHenry for all the work that she did to keep us present and attentive. And I think, why don't we just open up the gallery so we can see everybody who's here?
Oh, that'd be nice. And oops, people can listen to this again if they want to. Is that correct?
Yes, again, yeah. Grace, God love her, is going to send out a link to everyone that got a ticket for this event so that people be able to listen and share it with friends at any point in the future. So I'm looking at all these good friends.
Oh, shout out to Gary Gardner. I'll be seeing you in September. but you don't know it yet.
Biff Cuthbert, my old friend, just celebrated birthdays separately. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, are you reading the chats?
No, I'm not. I'm reading the names of folks who are here.
Oh, and Carol Vinnick, hi. She's my quilting buddy.
Uh-huh.
Oh my. So there we go.
Hello, Pat. Pat Lamont is here.
Oh, hi Pat. Sorry to miss you when you came through town.
Rumor has it, Pat, that you bought 2 tickets, and there's only one of you.
Oh,
Richard was here. He's not here right now, but he was here watching.
All right,
ah.
then. Yeah. Paulette Meyer out in Cincinnati. Hey, Paulette. Long time no see. Yeah.
And Joan Valeri, you finally got your ticket. Yay. Oh. Oh, Dorothy, hi. And Dusty. Wow. And Lorna. Oh.
I got to sing at Dorothy and Dusty's wedding.
You're kidding.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Charlie and Karen sang, and it was really a memory to keep.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah. Yeah, this was so fantastic, both of you. Thank you
Oh,
for
thanks,
So
Dorothy.
welcome.
every selection. This has been a meaningful and uplifting evening, and I'm thrilled that we can re-listen and share. It's awesome.
Wonderful.
Thank
You
you.
can.
All right.
Well, Charlie, we could do a little encore.
Get an encore?
Yeah. I see Janine and Dale out in Ann Arbor. I wanted to remind them that we'll be out there. I'll be singing with Rick Burkhart in Ann Arbor on October 26th. How's that for a memory?
Are you taking the train?
What?
You know what?
Charlie, I was going to say, are you taking the train?
For the first time in 5 years, I'm going to get on a plane. And I'm
Oh
gonna
my
fly
gosh.
out to St. Louis, where Rick is going to meet me. We begin the tour there. No train. No train. No. Doing the entire thing on a bicycle.
That
if
I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
But yeah, let's sing one more song together, shall we?
Sure. I forgot what key we're in. F sharp. Hold on one sec.
Of course. All folk songs are in F sharp.
Yeah, this is the only concert I've ever sung in F sharp in. Okay.
Didn't you just get to sing with the author of this song?
I did. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Claudia Schmidt and I sang with Emma's Revolution, which is Pat Humphreys, who wrote this song, and Sandy O, and actually also Holly Near, who wrote the first song we were singing.
Whew.
It was quite a little tour.
Yeah.
Nope, now I forgot my F sharp. Oh my. Okay, back to the F
See
sharp.
if I can distract you again.
No, don't do that. Duh. Okay. Gonna keep on moving forward.
Keep on moving forward.
Keep on moving forward.
Never turning back.
Never turning back. Gonna keep on marching proudly.
Keep on marching proudly.
Keep on marching proudly.
Never turning back.
Never turning back. Gonna keep on singing loudly.
Keep on singing loudly.
Keep on singing loudly.
Never turning back.
Never turning back. Gonna keep on loving boldly.
Keep on loving boldly.
Keep on loving boldly.
Never turning back.
Never turning back. Gonna reach across our borders.
Reach across our borders.
Reach across our borders.
Never turning back.
Never turning back. Gonna end the occupation.
End the occupation.
End the occupation.
Never turning back.
never turning back. Gonna stop these wars together.
Stop these wars together.
Stop these wars together.
Never turning back.
Never turning back. Gonna keep on moving forward.
Keep on moving forward.
Keep on moving forward.
Never turning back.
Never turning back.
Never turning back.
Never turning back. Thank you, Charlie King.
Thank you, Sally Rogers.
Thank you, Grace
everyone.
McHenry.
Thanks so much. Thanks everyone for being here. And
Hey,
thank you for your
before you
music.
go, Grace, before you go, Sally, what have you got coming up, Sal?
Let's see. I've got in June, I'll be in Michigan. I'll be back in Michigan. I'm so excited. Claudia Schmidt and I will be singing in Frankfort, Michigan for Grow Benzie on June 20th, and on June 21st we'll be doing a house concert in Traverse City, and on June 22nd we'll be playing on Beaver Island out in the middle of Lake Michigan. We get to take the ferry and everything. It'll be really fun. So those are the three June dates, and then July there's really not much, although I think I'm playing at a contra dance at some point, but I can't find it just now. And
So if people go to your website, can they
that's
find
where they'll find it, sallyrogers.com, and they can also find all of my recordings there as downloads and as CDs that they can purchase.
Yeah. Well, I'll just mention that after you've done your work in Michigan, on June 26th, I'll be singing with a good friend from St. Louis, Jim Ford. And he's been singing lately with a wonderful gospel singer, Rose Fisher. And it's going to be just like tonight. It's going to be a Zoom concert. And so we hope a lot of you will come back and hear Jim and Rose and me singing up a storm of songs.
And
Again, and the website, it's on the website, charlieking.org.
And I'd like to just mention in September, I'm part of a string band called the First Time String Band, because it's always like the first time. It's Jeff Davis and Howie Burson and Deck Nyforth and Dan Lanier, and we'll be playing for the Quiet Corner Contra Dance in September, on September 6th, and also we'll be playing for the New Haven Dance on September 7th. Then off we go to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and Duluth. So Claudia and I will be playing in Duluth, Grand Marais, Ely, Minneapolis, Winona, and Madison. So if you are any of those places, and Howie and I will be at Bloomington, Indiana. So those are the fall gigs. So if any of you are interested in those, just go to the website. And thank you so much for coming.
You bet. Thank you.
And
Good
thank
night,
you, Charlie, for
Sally.
inviting me.
Good night to all the frogs and the birds.
Ribbit, ribbit. Good night,
Thanks,
all.
everyone.
Thank you.
Night.
Thank you. It was
Thank you.
wonderful.
Good night.